Welcome, gents. Why do some men seem to move through life with a quiet ability to shift gears, adjust their presence, and transform without losing who they are? That is the intriguing nature of Sigma males and why they shapeshift. For them, it is not about playing tricks or pretending to be something they are not. It is about reading life like a map and adjusting their steps to make sure they always move with purpose. Think of it this way: if you are climbing a mountain and the trail changes from smooth dirt to jagged rock, you do not keep walking the same way. You adapt your stride, change your balance, and adjust your pace. Sigma males apply the same principle to people and situations. They shift their tone, their style, or even their silence in order to understand what is really going on beneath the surface. This adaptability gives them clarity. It lets them see who is genuine, who is pretending, and where the truth really lies. They are like human compasses, constantly reorienting themselves to stay aligned with what matters most. The encouragement for you is this: life will not always give you smooth trails. There will be rough ground, sudden storms, and unexpected turns. If you can learn to adjust the way Sigma males do, you will realize that flexibility is not compromise, it is wisdom. And wisdom is what keeps you steady no matter how unpredictable the world becomes. Let's get started, gents. Number 1. Sigma males use shapeshifting as a strategic tool to manage perception, making their true intentions invisible. Have you ever met someone who seems to be one person with one group and completely different with another, yet you sense there is more beneath the surface? That is what Sigma males do when they shapeshift. They do not do it to play games or confuse people. They do it as a strategy, a way to move through the world while keeping their intentions invisible. Imagine someone at work who listens more than they speak. They nod, laugh at the right moments, and seem easygoing, but behind that calm exterior they are quietly observing, analyzing every move, every word. They know exactly who to trust, who to avoid, and when to act. Shapeshifting allows Sigma males to control what others see without revealing the depth of their mind. It is like holding a deck of cards close to the chest, never showing which card will be played until it matters most. In everyday life, it could be as simple as negotiating a deal, managing difficult relationships, or even keeping friends from knowing how deeply a situation has affected them. They are not cold or distant. They simply choose which parts of themselves to reveal and when. This ability makes them unpredictable in the best way. People often misread their intentions because Sigma males never telegraph their moves. They are masters of timing and subtlety. Life is full of surprises, challenges, and people with hidden agendas. Shapeshifting is their way of protecting themselves and turning situations to their advantage without causing unnecessary conflict. For anyone trying to learn from this, the lesson is clear. You do not have to show everything about yourself to succeed or to protect your peace. Observing, adapting, and managing perception is a form of strength. You can move through the world intentionally, holding your cards close while staying fully aware of the dynamics around you. It is not about manipulation. It is about mastery. Learning to shapeshift like this can give you the confidence to navigate life calmly, intelligently, and with quiet power. Number 2, Sigma males use shapeshifting as a strategic tool to manage perception, making their true intentions invisible. Have you ever noticed someone who seems calm and collected, but you get the feeling there is a layer you cannot reach? That is the art of shapeshifting in Sigma males. They do not change to please anyone or to blend in. They change to manage how others perceive them while keeping their real intentions hidden. Imagine a colleague who listens more than they speak. They nod along, offer small insights, and seem easygoing. Yet behind that quiet exterior, they are reading the room, understanding motivations, and noting who can be trusted. No one sees the strategy, only the calm surface. Shapeshifting is like holding a map in a stormy city. You move carefully, you observe every street and alley, and you know where to step next, even if no one else understands your path. In daily life, this can look like negotiating with someone difficult. A Sigma male may seem agreeable, even flexible, but every word, every pause is carefully measured. It is not about trickery, it is about protecting themselves while understanding the people and situations around them. It can also be seen in friendships or family dynamics. They may seem light-hearted or even playful, but they're always aware of boundaries. They notice subtle shifts in tone, gestures, or hesitation. These observations guide their decisions without revealing what they truly feel or plan. This ability makes them hard to predict and easy to respect. Others may misread them, underestimate them, or even get frustrated trying to understand them. But Sigma males do not need to explain themselves. Their power lies in clarity and restraint, in knowing what to show and what to keep private. The lesson here is profound. You do not have to reveal everything about yourself to navigate life effectively. Observing, adapting, and managing perception is not weakness. It is intelligence. Learning to shapeshift like this allows you to move through challenges with confidence, control, and quiet strength. Life becomes less about reacting and more about choosing, and that choice is where real power begins. Number 3, they shift when they sense danger, confrontation, or betrayal, keeping themselves untouchable. Have you ever met someone who seems untouchable in difficult situations, as if nothing can shake them? That is what Sigma males do when they shapeshift. They do not react out of fear or anger. Instead, they adjust their approach when they sense danger, confrontation, or betrayal. It is not about avoiding problems. It is about protecting themselves and moving with quiet precision. Imagine a situation at work where a colleague tries to take credit for your ideas. A typical reaction might be frustration or confrontation. A Sigma male, however, observes, notes the behavior, and adapts. They respond in a way that protects their position while avoiding unnecessary conflict. Shapeshifting in moments like this is a form of survival and strategy. In personal relationships, it can be even more subtle. If someone close crosses a boundary or betrays their trust, a Sigma male will shift how they interact, remaining calm and composed. They do not lash out or show vulnerability that can be exploited. Instead, they adjust, keeping control of the situation and leaving the other person unaware of the full extent of their awareness. It is similar to a chess player moving pieces carefully, always thinking several moves ahead. Every word, every gesture, and every pause is intentional. The goal is not to intimidate or manipulate, but to stay untouchable while assessing the best path forward. This ability makes them hard to provoke and difficult to predict. People often misread their calm as weakness, but it is the opposite. Sigma males understand that true strength lies in restraint and observation. They do not need to prove themselves because their actions speak louder than reactions. The lesson here is simple and powerful. Life will present challenges, betrayals, and confrontations. You do not have to react impulsively. By observing, adjusting, and protecting your inner world, you can navigate even the most difficult situations with quiet strength. Learning to shapeshift in moments of danger allows you to remain untouchable, focused, and in control, turning challenges into opportunities to grow stronger. Number 4, shapeshifting is their way of testing people, revealing who is authentic and who is superficial. Have you ever wondered how some people can instantly tell who is genuine and who is putting on a mask? Sigma males have a unique way of doing this. They shapeshift, not to play tricks, but to test the people around them. By adjusting how they present themselves, they quietly study reactions. And in those reactions, the truth is revealed. Picture this. A Sigma male might downplay his achievements when talking to someone new. If the person is authentic, they will stay engaged without needing to be impressed. If they are superficial, their interest will fade the moment they realize there is no status or glory to feed on. That shift in response tells the Sigma everything he needs to know without a single confrontation. This strategy shows up in everyday life. Imagine someone who acts humble in a group setting only to see who still treats them with respect, or someone who acts less knowledgeable in a conversation to test whether others will talk down to them. These subtle shifts uncover hidden layers of character. A person who remains kind and consistent is authentic. A person who changes their tone or loses interest reveals a more shallow nature. Sigma males use this approach because they value depth. They do not want to waste energy on surface-level connections. Shape-shifting becomes a filter that separates real relationships from empty ones. It is not manipulation, it is clarity. It is the art of letting people expose themselves through their own choices and reactions. For anyone listening, this is a lesson worth carrying into your own life. You do not need to ask people if they are loyal or genuine. Observe how they act when the situation changes. Shift slightly, present yourself differently, and watch carefully. The authentic will remain steady, while the superficial will always reveal themselves. That quiet wisdom allows you to surround yourself with people who add value, while distancing yourself from those who only take. Number 5, they alter their persona to extract truth from situations, almost like a human lie detector. Have you ever met someone who seems to know exactly what is going on, even when no one says a word? Sigma males have a way of doing this that sets them apart. They alter their persona to extract truth from situations, almost like a human lie detector. This is not about deception for personal gain. It is about clarity and understanding. By subtly adjusting how they present themselves, they observe reactions, gauge intentions, and pick up on hidden truths that most people miss. Imagine a conversation at work where someone is trying to hide their true opinion. A Sigma male might ask questions in a casual, almost playful way, or share a small story about themselves to see how the other person responds. The truth often slips out in tone, hesitation, or body language. By shifting their own behavior, they create a space where honesty is revealed without confrontation. This ability shows up in everyday life. It could be a friend who is pretending to care or a partner who is not being fully honest. Sigma males notice subtle cues, a pause, a change in expression, or a rushed answer. They do not jump to conclusions, but they collect evidence quietly, letting the situation unfold naturally. This method allows them to act with confidence because they understand the full picture before making a decision. What makes this truly remarkable is the control they maintain over themselves. They are not aggressive or pushy. They do not force truth from people. Instead, they shift, adapt, and listen deeply. It is like holding a mirror to others, reflecting reactions and revealing intentions without ever saying it aloud. The lesson here is simple but powerful. By observing carefully and adjusting how you interact, you can gain insight into situations and people that others overlook. It is not about suspicion, it is about awareness. Learning to do this can help you navigate life with confidence, make better decisions, and protect yourself from deception, while keeping your presence calm, composed, and undeniably powerful. Number 6, Sigma males change their outward demeanor to avoid emotional entanglement they cannot control. Have you ever noticed someone who seems to stay calm while others are getting caught up in drama? Sigma males have a unique way of doing this. They change their outward demeanor to avoid emotional entanglement they cannot control. This is not about being cold or distant. It is about protecting themselves and navigating life with clarity. They know that getting drawn into someone else's emotional storm can cloud judgment and create unnecessary chaos. Imagine a heated discussion between friends or colleagues. While most people might react impulsively, raising their voice or showing frustration, a Sigma male may appear calm, even detached. He listens, observes, and responds in a way that prevents escalation. On the surface, he seems composed and unbothered, but inside he is processing every word and gesture, understanding the motivations and consequences without losing control. This ability shows up in everyday life. It could be a family member trying to provoke a reaction, a colleague attempting to manipulate a situation, or even a partner expressing anger or disappointment. Sigma males adjust how they behave externally to maintain their own balance. They may nod, smile, or stay silent. These choices are deliberate. They are not suppressing feelings entirely, but they are choosing when and how to respond, ensuring they do not become trapped in someone else's emotional turbulence. What makes this powerful is the freedom it creates. By managing their outward demeanor, Sigma males remain untouchable in situations that would overwhelm most people. They do not let others' emotions dictate their actions or disturb their inner peace. The lesson here is profound. You do not have to absorb every emotion or react to every provocation. By observing, adjusting, and protecting your own energy, you can maintain clarity, make better decisions, and move through life without being dragged into chaos. Learning to manage your outward demeanor in tense situations is a form of strength, intelligence, and quiet mastery that allows you to stay focused, composed, and ultimately unstoppable. Number 7, they shapeshift to maintain a sense of freedom that most people unknowingly trade for comfort. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to move through life on their own terms, while others seem trapped by routines, expectations, or the approval of others? Sigma males achieve this by shape-shifting to maintain a sense of freedom that most people unknowingly trade for comfort. They understand that convenience and familiarity often come with invisible chains, and they refuse to surrender their autonomy. Imagine a friend who seems willing to go along with everything, choosing comfort over challenge. They might have a stable job, predictable relationships, and a routine that feels safe, but they are giving up freedom in small, unnoticed ways. A Sigma male approaches life differently. He adjusts his behavior, his approach, and even his persona when necessary, not to please anyone, but to preserve his independence. He bends, adapts, and observes, but he never loses his core self. This shape-shifting is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about creating flexibility so that no one can control or confine him. In everyday situations, it could look like handling social pressures without committing to unnecessary obligations, navigating work dynamics without losing personal priorities, or even stepping back from relationships that threaten his autonomy. Every small adjustment keeps him in control of his life and decisions. What makes this extraordinary is that it allows him to operate without being weighed down by expectations. While most people sacrifice freedom for comfort, Sigma males treat freedom as non-negotiable. They shift silently, protect their space, and move through challenges on their terms. The lesson is clear. Freedom is not about running away from responsibilities. It is about making deliberate choices, knowing when to bend, and knowing when to stand firm. Learning to shapeshift in ways that preserve your independence allows you to live intentionally, stay true to yourself, and avoid trading your most valuable asset for temporary ease. It is a subtle skill, but it is one of the most powerful ways to navigate life with control, clarity, and lasting peace. Number 8, Sigma males change their tone, posture, or style to gain clarity, not approval. Have you ever noticed someone who seems to communicate differently with different people, not to impress them, but to understand them better? Sigma males do this intentionally. They change their tone, posture, or style to gain clarity, not approval. This is a subtle skill that most people overlook, but it allows them to navigate situations, understand intentions, and make smarter decisions without revealing too much. Imagine a meeting at work where a discussion is tense. Instead of asserting themselves or trying to dominate the conversation, a Sigma male might lower their voice slightly, lean back, or adjust how they sit. These small changes are not about winning favor. They are tools to observe how others respond. A colleague might become defensive, or another might reveal hidden intentions through subtle gestures. By adjusting themselves, Sigma males create a mirror that reveals truth without confrontation. This approach is present in everyday interactions as well. It could be in a friendship, where they notice how someone reacts when they share a personal story. Or in family dynamics, where they observe how a relative treats them when boundaries are tested. Their shifts are deliberate and tactical, designed to extract clarity from complex social situations while keeping themselves grounded and aware. What makes this remarkable is the focus on understanding rather than being understood. Most people instinctively seek approval, but Sigma males know that clarity is more valuable. By shifting how they present themselves, they gain insight into motives, intentions, and authenticity. The lesson here is powerful. You do not need to adjust yourself to fit others' expectations. Adjusting for understanding is different from changing for approval. By observing carefully and using small shifts in tone, posture, or style, you can navigate complicated situations with calm confidence. It is a skill that allows you to see the truth, make better choices, and protect your peace, all while remaining fully in control of yourself and your environment. Number 9, shape-shifting allows them to diffuse conflict without creating enemies. Have you ever met someone who can calm a tense situation without making anyone feel attacked or defeated? Sigma males have a unique way of doing this through shape-shifting. They adjust how they present themselves, not to manipulate, but to diffuse conflict without creating enemies. It is a quiet skill that protects relationships while keeping them in control of the situation. Imagine a heated discussion at work or among friends. Most people react emotionally, raising voices, pointing fingers, or taking sides. A Sigma male does something different. He might soften his tone, ask questions that guide the conversation, or subtly shift his posture. These changes are not about giving in or agreeing. They're about creating space for others to express themselves while keeping the tension from escalating. In doing so, he can address the issue without turning anyone against him. Shape-shifting also appears in personal life. Consider a family disagreement where emotions run high. A Sigma male may listen more, mirror the emotions of others subtly, or respond in a way that acknowledges feelings without feeding into the conflict. The argument might lose its heat, misunderstandings become clearer, and respect remains intact. He is not pretending or being insincere. He is managing the interaction to maintain harmony while still holding his ground. What makes this approach powerful is that it preserves options. Conflicts rarely leave anyone the same. By diffusing tension strategically, Sigma males prevent situations from spiraling into long-term grudges or unnecessary fallout. They solve problems quietly without drawing attention to themselves and often leave others wondering how the situation de-escalated so smoothly. The lesson here is simple but profound. You do not have to fight every battle or respond to every provocation. By adjusting your approach, listening carefully, and using subtle shifts in behavior, you can navigate tense situations with calm and intelligence. Shapeshifting in conflict is not about weakness. It is about control, wisdom, and the ability to maintain relationships and peace while staying true to yourself. Number 10. They adapt their approach to align with goals that cannot be achieved by staying rigid. Have you ever met someone who seems to always find a way forward, even when the path looks impossible? Sigma males do this by adapting their approach to align with goals that cannot be achieved by staying rigid. They understand that life rarely bends to anyone's plan, and success often requires flexibility, strategy, and foresight. Imagine a professional project that faces unexpected obstacles. A rigid person might stick to the original plan, insisting it will work, even as progress stalls. A Sigma male, however, adjusts his strategy quietly and deliberately. He may change his method of communication, seek input from unexpected sources, or explore alternative solutions that others overlook. He does not compromise his vision, but he reshapes his path to reach it. This ability shows up in everyday life as well. Consider personal goals like building meaningful relationships, improving skills, or managing finances. Obstacles are inevitable. A Sigma male will experiment, observe, and adjust his approach while keeping the ultimate goal in mind. He does not abandon principles, but he refuses to let rigidity become a barrier. What makes this approach extraordinary is the focus on results rather than appearances. Flexibility is not about weakness or indecision. It is about intelligence, patience, and the ability to navigate the complexity of life with precision. By adjusting methods instead of abandoning objectives, Sigma males remain in control and consistently move toward their goals. The lesson here is powerful. Success rarely comes from insisting on one way of doing things. Learning to adapt, shift strategies, and observe the situation carefully allows you to overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable. By staying committed to your goals while being willing to change your approach, you gain clarity, maintain momentum, and increase your chances of achieving what others would give up on. Adaptability is not just a skill. It is a mindset that transforms challenges into opportunities and ensures that you keep moving forward no matter how complex life becomes. Number 11. Sigma males shapeshift to gather information others cannot see, using subtle observation as power. Have you ever met someone who seems to know things before anyone else does, noticing details that others completely miss? Sigma males achieve this by shape-shifting to gather information others cannot see. They use subtle observation as power, quietly collecting insights that give them a clear understanding of situations and people around them. This is not about showing off or manipulating. It is about awareness and strategy, using perception as a tool to navigate life effectively. Imagine a social gathering where everyone is focused on conversation or appearances. A Sigma male might adjust his posture, tone, or attention slightly, not to stand out, but to observe. He notices who speaks for the sake of attention, who listens carefully, and who hides their intentions behind small gestures. Every glance, pause, or reaction becomes information. By gathering these subtle cues, he understands dynamics that others overlook. This method also applies to work or personal relationships. Consider a team meeting where ideas are debated. While most people focus on defending their points, a Sigma male watches reactions, notices inconsistencies, and identifies alliances or hidden agendas. He collects information silently, giving him a strategic advantage without ever making it obvious. What makes this extraordinary is that it is invisible power. People rarely realize that their actions, however small, are being observed and interpreted. Sigma males shapeshift to blend in just enough to see what is hidden, but never so much that they lose themselves. They turn observation into insight and insight into informed decisions that protect them and advance their goals. The lesson here is simple but profound. You do not need to loudly assert control to understand what is happening around you. By observing carefully and adjusting your behavior, you can uncover truths, anticipate challenges, and make smarter choices. Using subtle observation as power allows you to navigate life with clarity, confidence, and quiet strength, seeing what others cannot while maintaining complete control over your own actions and responses. Number 12, their transformations are often internal before they manifest externally, making them almost unpredictable. Have you ever noticed someone who seems calm and consistent on the outside, yet surprises everyone with actions that no one saw coming? Sigma males often operate like this. Their transformations are internal before they manifest externally, making them almost unpredictable. They process, analyze, and adjust inside first, then act when the timing is right. This is not about being secretive or deceptive. It is about being deliberate and precise, ensuring their choices are always aligned with their goals and understanding. Imagine a situation at work where a project takes an unexpected turn. While others might react impulsively, a Sigma male will spend time internally assessing the situation, considering all possibilities and imagining potential outcomes. On the outside, he might appear calm or even indifferent, but inside he is recalibrating, planning, and preparing a response that is both strategic and effective. When he finally acts, his decision often surprises others because it emerges from careful internal processing rather than reactive thinking. This approach is present in personal relationships as well. If someone close crosses a boundary, most people might respond immediately, sometimes emotionally. Sigma males, however, process the situation internally first. They think through consequences, gauge intentions, and decide the best way to respond without compromising themselves. Their outward behavior is measured, intentional, and often unexpected. What makes this powerful is the element of unpredictability paired with control. People may try to anticipate their next move, but Sigma males are always several steps ahead internally. They do not act for appearances or reaction. They act from a place of understanding and strategy. The lesson here is profound. Life often rewards those who think before acting, who process internally before responding externally. By learning to internalize, observe, and calculate quietly, you can navigate challenges with clarity, remain unshaken by chaos, and act in ways that leave others both impressed and unaware of the depth of your preparation. Internal transformation before external action is a tool for mastery, foresight, and self-control that few ever truly practice. Number 13. They use shapeshifting to protect vulnerable aspects of themselves that they have fought hard to safeguard. Valuable to waste chasing approval that will never satisfy. While most people are caught up in trying to fit in, get noticed, or earn praise, a Sigma male channels his energy into what truly matters to him. He knows that trying to please everyone is a full-time job with no reward, so he chooses instead to invest in himself, his goals, and his inner calm. Think about everyday life. At work, many people scramble to be liked by the boss or to impress colleagues with small talk and forced enthusiasm. They chase compliments and recognition instead of focusing on skill, results, and learning. A Sigma male approaches it differently. He works with quiet precision. He studies, he practices, and he performs not to be applauded, but to grow and to build his competence. When his efforts are noticed, it is a natural consequence, not the goal. The same mindset shows up in personal growth. While some people constantly compare themselves to others, a Sigma male measures his progress by his own standards. He reads, reflects, and develops habits that strengthen his mind, body, and character. Social validation has no power over him because his approval comes from within. Even in relationships, he avoids trying to please or entertain just to be liked. He forms connections based on honesty, respect, and alignment with his values. If a person cannot meet him there, he does not bend or chase them. Instead, he focuses on surrounding himself with people who enhance his life rather than drain it. In every decision, he asks one question: does this contribute to my growth, my peace, or my vision? If the answer is no, it is not worth his attention. That is why Sigma males often seem untouchable. They are not distracted by gossip, trends, or fleeting approval. Their life is a carefully constructed space where every move is intentional. Their empire is not just external success, it is the mastery of their mind, the protection of their peace, and the relentless pursuit of purpose. And in that they teach a lesson few truly understand. Real power comes from focusing on what matters, not on who applauds. In final words, have you ever wondered what life would feel like if you stopped trying to perform for others and instead focused on mastering yourself? That is the essence of why Sigma males shapeshift. It is not about pretending or playing roles. It is about staying alert, protecting what matters, and navigating life with precision. They understand that flexibility is not weakness. It is strength in its purest form because it allows you to move through challenges without being trapped by them. Think of it like water. Water has no fixed shape, yet it can carve valleys, break rocks, and nourish life. Sigma males embody that same principle. They flow around obstacles, adjust to circumstances, and keep their essence intact no matter the situation. Their shape-shifting is not about escaping reality, but about meeting it on their own terms. The encouragement here is simple. You do not have to copy anyone's path to find strength. What you need is the courage to adapt without losing yourself. The world will always try to box you in, test you, or push you into corners. But if you learn how to adjust wisely, like the Sigma male, you will discover that you are far more powerful than you thought. So as you move forward, ask yourself this: are you performing for others, or are you mastering your own life? The answer to that question could be the difference between being controlled by your environment and shaping it into something that serves you. Remember, mastery is not about rigid control. It is about fluid wisdom, quiet strength, and the freedom to move as you choose. Thank you for watching, gents, and God bless you.